Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So this is Business Besties with Laura, and I'm Dr. Dana.
Yep.
And today I know that it's after Thanksgiving, but I was really thinking a lot last night and this morning, probably because this is the first time I've had to think since Thanksgiving. You know, we just go, go, go before Thanksgiving, and then go, go, go after Thanksgiving. And then now I'm like, hey, I'm so thankful it's over.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to reflect on things that I am thankful for. And so I thought just, taking a genuine minute to say, man, I'm really, really thankful. Like, I get to work with my husband every day. And I don't get to, I have to go somewhere else and listen to somebody else boss me, or I don't have to have other people working for me that I have to boss. I just get to boss my husband around. Right?
As long as he listens, it's okay.
Oh, God, that's a whole nother story. But I was just really thinking about that, and I'm sure that you think the same thing. Like, we don't always think about what we're thankful for. Even having Wit here, that he's able to say, "This is what we need to make this successful," and we're
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, go get this and this and this," and he's like, "No, that's not even what I need." So I don't know what you're going to do in a year, but I'm thankful
Oh
that you
my
have him
gosh.
now.
I know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if he is going to go the college route, if he's going to go a career route, because he's got some internship things that may actually happen rather than college, which he can't learn that in college anyways with the
No,
direction he's going. So I'm like, well, if those opportunities present themselves, sometimes you need to take those. Maybe college isn't the road you need to take. I think there's definitely classes you need to take and things you need to do, but maybe that doesn't have to happen right right now.
right, right.
So we'll see. I mean, we will totally see what direction he ends up going. There's a lot of opportunities out there for him.
Oh, there sure are. And I'm excited that you give them the opportunity to explore those different options
Oh
rather than
yeah.
like, well, 18, you're out, you're going military, or 18, you're going this, or you're doing that. Like some people already have that path set for them,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, John does tell him.
Oh, yeah. I don't know
You
that he
got 3
listens,
months
but
after you graduate, you're
hmm,
out. So
hmm,
we'll see.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes. See. I had students when I taught that their parents told them the same thing at age 18, and I would want to celebrate for them their birthdays. Yay, you're going to be 18, you're an adult, da da da.
Right.
And they're like, "No, I have to move out." I'm like, "Wait a minute, we still have a month left of school." And then I would have to have conversations with parents, like, "Hey, is there any way so and so can stay for a month? Like, let's help get them organized, at least get them graduated for the love of Jesus."
Are you
Um,
joking?
oh, no, I'm not joking. Oh, no, I,
Oh
I
my
taught for 26
gosh.
years. Yes, yes. And so
That's crazy.
it is, but it's very commonplace, that parents say, I legally have to take care of them until they're 18 years old. And the second they turn 18, done, 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 done.
Holy cow.
I'm like, okay,
Well, I'm thankful that we are not in a household that abides by that.
absolutely.
Oh my
And then I
goodness.
didn't live in one that was like that
No,
either.
no, I didn't either.
My parents were not like that, though I'm sure they're like, oh, you can do whatever you want now, but please don't move home.
Right?
Oh, God, I can't
Oh
even
my
imagine at age
goodness.
50. Even when they
Yeah.
stay for a while and they're ready to leave. I mean,
Yes.
everybody just needs to have their own home and their own space,
Mhm.
which is another thing I'm thankful for. I
Yeah.
do have my own home and I do have my own space,
Yes.
and I have enough space that I can say, Jeff, I'm thankful for you and I love you and I'm thankful that I get to work for you and with you, but sit over here and I'm going to go over here, that we have
Don't
our
even look
space.
my direction.
No, 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 do not.
Well, I'm thankful about that too because when you're right, it's funny because we've got an upstairs and a downstairs, so we've got
Mhm.
2 living rooms, and John has a living room downstairs.
Yes.
I have the one upstairs, and my kids didn't understand that. We come home from work, and John goes to his, we have dinner and all that, but he goes to his thing, I do my thing, and they're like, "My God, is your marriage falling apart?" I'm like, "No, it's strong."
Right, right.
Because we have 2 living rooms.
That is
I
true.
see them all day long.
Yeah.
You have to have space. You have to have your own thing. I mean, my whole life is not my husband.
Right.
It's just true. And if his whole life is me, that this marriage isn't going to work.
True.
No,
True.
we have to have our own things as well. So,
I'm certain that other businesses face those same things, especially husband and wives who work
yeah,
together, that they're just constantly together 24/7.
yeah.
And
You've got to have that space. And, we just know from growing up and being the age that we are that when you've got a codependent relationship that sucks the life out of you, that relationship will not, well, I'm not saying it can't last, but it will not be a happy relationship.
True.
And for either one.
True.
And so, yeah, you work together, but that doesn't mean you're joined at the hip for every second.
That's true. That's true. And you're not always happily working together,
Oh, no.
but no, no.
John's mad at me right now.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know that he's really mad at me, but he's just frustrated.
Right.
And I'm like, well, hope
It
you
is.
get over it. Don't become bitter.
Yes, yes.
So,
And I'm thankful that you're like pretty passive like that. Like, okay, I understand that you're mad, but let's move on, or like
yeah.
you'll get over it, or it's
Yeah.
okay.
I always say when people are mad, I'm like, well, either they'll get over it
Mm-hmm.
or they won't. And either way, it's not going to really affect me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think that's where the forgiveness factor comes in. Like, we have to forgive for ourselves, not for other people.
Right.
Because you do. Was it get better, or get bitter?
Yes.
So, yeah,
yes. I have heard that.
Yeah, but it's true.
It is true.
We have to do those things. So I'm like, okay, you work through your frustration, and I'm sure I'll be frustrated with you too.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I already am, so it's
Yes.
okay. Oh, what else are you thankful for?
I'm thankful that I had family for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
It was rush, 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 of course, because we make meals for people for Thanksgiving, and my mom and dad were down, and then my son and his wife, and of course Miss Emma came over, and Jeff didn't just make turkey; he had to make crab legs because he's sick of seeing turkey. Yes, and Miss Emma has never had crab legs, so she's like, "What is that?"
Right.
And she's like, "I'm breaking the leg," like she
Yeah.
thinks that's fun. Let's break the leg and get the meat out, and she's yum yum. And I'm
Did she like it?
she did. She loved it.
Oh, wow.
She must have eaten a whole claw by herself.
Holy
She
cow.
loved it. And so then I start thinking about, well, I'm thankful that she has the opportunity to try foods. Like I'm sure I was married before I tried crab
Sure.
and realized I didn't like it. But, like I can't imagine being 5 and like, I like crab meat,
Right?
Of course you do, right?
Oh, man.
And just, we did that. Like, of course, we pray before a meal. I'm thankful that we do, that we have spiritual guidance and that life does have a purpose and a meaning. And then we used to go around the table and like, tell us one thing that you're thankful for. And of course, we're sitting there like, come on, I want to get my food. I'm hungry, So this time I'm like, as you're getting your food, let's tell something we're thankful for. And Miss Emma pipes up. She goes, I'm thankful for my family, and I'm like, oh.
So sweet.
She goes, I'm thankful for mommy and daddy. I'm like, how about me, mom?
Yeah,
hey,
no,
I'm sitting right here.
I come first.
Yeah, right. But it was nice. She put her mommy and daddy first. So, it was just really nice. How was your
really
Thanksgiving?
It was good too. We did ham. We didn't do a turkey this year.
Okay.
Which was great, honestly. So much easier.
Oh, yeah. Turkey's kind of a hassle.
We did potluck style, so it wasn't actually. I started cooking 4 hours before we had dinner.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was actually really easy. Except for I sent you the picture of the sweet potato.
Yes.
Like the sweet potato came out of my mom's garden, and
I thought it was a joke, actually.
No,
Oh.
it was literally almost as long as the restaurant baking pan. I'm not talking about the home baking pans that you buy at Walmart. I'm talking about the restaurant ones.
Holy cow.
Almost as large as that. And I think that thing must have weighed, I don't know, 4 pounds at least.
Good God.
Unbelievable. Took 3 hours to cook. I got up in the morning and just went ahead and just started it. And
oh my gosh, I wonder if Whitmore can put a picture of that.
Oh yeah,
thing.
because
when you sent it to me, I thought it was like a funny meme, and I thought it was like, oh, that's your turkey as a big sweet potato, and then you're like, no, it's really mine.
No, I mean, like seriously, when my mom gave it to me, I'm like, there is no way this is going to taste good. It was beyond delicious.
Really?
And literally cut it in half and made an entire sweet potato casserole.
Oh my gosh.
To feed the entire family.
Wow.
And then for the other half, we just kept it for eating because Whitmore and I like sweet potatoes. So how crazy is that?
It is crazy.
So yeah, and I thought, well, either it's going to turn out or it's not. No, it was good.
Was perfect.
So So apparently, sweet potatoes can get really, really big if they're left in the garden, and they still taste just as wonderful.
I had no idea.
I didn't either.
She should maybe sell those next year. Like I got sweet potatoes to feed your family for a week, right?
Yeah. I mean, seriously, when she showed me that sweet potato, I'm like, holy cow.
Wow.
But can you imagine it took 3 hours to cook?
Oh,
Like,
I'm
3
certain.
hours on
I'm
1
yeah,
potato.
yeah.
Whatever, it was fine. So, we had a great Thanksgiving, I've got a lot to be thankful for, and, sometimes, I mean, just in all transparency, sometimes when you're going through just a lot of stress, it's really
Mhm.
hard to see the thankful things that you have going
Oh,
on,
yeah.
and it's like, how disappointing to God
Right, right.
that, like, he's like, "Excuse me?"
Yes.
Like, "What?" And, yeah, and then I just get it's like you can't see this far in front of your face,
No.
but God is so good, and He's always providing, and I don't know. I mean, it's like and, like, with this business, I just keep thinking, like, what's the end point goal here? Like, I have one in mind.
Right,
I don't know if that's really God's goal or my goal.
right,
So then I started just praying. I'm like, "You know what? I think I need to just pray for God's will to be done."
right.
Because really, what if my will isn't really that great of a deal in the end?
Yes.
Because, we have an idea in our head, and it's kinda like when we're teenagers, we have an idea of what marriage is and getting older and all this. Then we get there, we're like, "Oh my god, this is a lot worse than I
Oh,
thought it was going to be." And
yes.
then, so then I'm sitting here at, my 50s going, "Oh, this is how this business is gonna be, and this is what's gonna happen, and blah, blah." But maybe it's really not what I want to happen. I don't know. And so I've kinda changed my prayers this
Mhm.
last 2 weeks. I've just been praying that, "Okay, God, I'm not sure what you want out of this, but I'm good with anything.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be good with anything, and we're just gonna see where it takes us." And I don't know where it's gonna take us.
No.
I just really don't. So,
But what a wonderful way to be thankful. Like,
oh, yeah,
God, I'm already thankful for what you've done and what you're gonna do.
what you're gonna do.
Yep.
You are, and I mean and then I sit there and I think, okay, so let's talk about, like, frequencies and all of this,
Mhm.
because I think that a lot of people have this, like, it's a voodoo magic, new age, all that, and I get where they're coming from because there is a lot of that wrapped up in that kind of thing. But
Right.
as a nurse, I also know that our bodies are literally electricity. On the cellular level, we are talking positives and negatives at the cellular level. And this entire, like every organ in our body has its own frequency, which I know sounds like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ha, ha, gonna,
Right.
sacrifice a chicken" type of thing. But it's really true. And I mean, and science has proved these things. There are studies that show that different organs have frequencies. And so then you get into the mode of, okay, so that to me is very believable. I absolutely can understand that whole electrical thing in our bodies, but then you get to the thing like, oh, you can manifest your own destiny type of thing, and you just have to listen to frequencies and all this. Okay, and then you can go down a rabbit hole with all of that.
Right.
And so to a point, yeah, I do believe that you can quote unquote manifest your own things. I do believe that, just as like God gives us free will and we can go
Mhm.
through a door or not go through a door, whether that's attached to a frequency or not. Okay, I'm not even going to discuss
Right.
that.
Right.
But I just, I listen to all these things, and it's like when you want things to happen for yourself, then you start thinking, looking at other ways to make it happen. And so
Mhm.
then I get down this rabbit hole of, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't like be listening to frequencies and doing all of these things. And that's when I had to take a step back and go, you know what, God, I don't think I want to do that because I don't want to make something that I don't really want down the road because I don't know where that's going to lead.
Right.
So that's what kind of led to my whole let's just pray for God's will. So I do listen to frequency music sometimes, like
Mhm.
when I'm stressed, because it is true. It
It
can
is true.
really calm me down, and just like I don't use it as a meditation or a replacement for God or anything like that. I use it as what it's meant to be. Just let it calm your brain and calm you
Absolutely.
down and just oh yes. So in that sense, and I battled with this whole frequency and manifesting and all this for probably a year,
Uh-huh.
thinking about all of these things because I'm just like, maybe this is the answer.
Right.
Like I can manifest my own stuff, and then finally I'm like, let's be realistic.
Mhm.
That's really maybe not what I want. Could I make
Right.
it happen? I believe I really could make it happen,
Yeah.
but I don't want to make it happen.
Right.
I think I want to be led by God.
Right. And that maybe our frequency is to God, right? That
Exactly.
prayer frequency,
Yeah.
and not just a frequency that we give out or that we feel from God, but frequently, right?
Yes.
That we're always praying, okay, God, is this your will? Okay, God, is this your
Yeah.
will?
Yeah.
And then always looking for it.
Well, I watched this super interesting YouTube video. It's like a 40-minute video, and it was about frequencies. And from the scientific side of things, not from
Mhm.
the we're going to manifest and say
Right.
special words and say this mantra. They
Right.
pop up on your
Oh,
Instagram like,
yes.
if you say this 30 times, you're going to be a millionaire in the next 30 days.
Right.
Oh, please.
Right.
I don't play the lottery, so okay.
Yep.
Um, but I watched this documentary and they talked about literally like the different frequencies and different all of this stuff, and it was so interesting. And they talked about the frequency of prayer,
Yes.
and they talked about the literal vibration of the words coming from your mouth. And I truly believe that God is an electrical being in the sense that just like we're electrical beings, God is too. Our whole universe is on electricity. So I do believe that that's maybe how we're communicating with God. Now, I don't have all the answers for all this because I still have
Right.
a lot of questions. Like, well, what about like if you just pray in your mind? Can God read that? Well,
Right.
I think He can,
I do
honestly.
too.
So,
Yes, I do
but
too.
is it more powerful if we pray it out loud versus in our mind? Now, I don't have an answer for any of that stuff,
No.
so I don't know. I think God just loves us and gives us a lot of grace.
I agree. I agree. And, it says come to him like a child, and a lot of times I am like a child. Gimme, 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 right?
Right,
He's like,
right.
what? Come on now, right? And then, so I have to change my own heart, like, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Yeah.
right? And I think you're right about God looking down like, you kidding me? You're crying over this and you got yourself cars, you got a house, you got a
Right.
business, you're working with your husband, and now you're crying about working with your husband. Like, what do you want here? So sometimes I do feel like I am a child, and I
Yes.
say, okay, be a child of God, child of God. God,
I'm
I,
closer than you think.
I know, I know, I know.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Oh man. So you've got Christmas coming up.
We do,
So
yeah.
I was going to ask you because I saw that you guys had your baskets for Thanksgiving for sale. And like at the end, you're like, we only have so many baskets left. How
Mhm.
did you know how much you were able to prepare and do? How did you come up with the number this is how many we're doing and this is it?
So I'm sure there's some secret formula to that,
Hmm.
but I think it stops when Jeff says, "For the love of God, Dana, stop taking orders."
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's very fair. I didn't know if there was some secret thing you're like,
No.
okay, well, we looked at analytics from the last year and this, and we know that people, I didn't like, how did you come up with all this?
That is true. This is our fourth year to do it. So we're able to see like, what do we do the first year, the second year, the third year? And
Right.
I'm always like, more, 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 right?
Right.
And he's like, we only have so many roasting pans. I only have so many people that's going to
Right.
help us. So chill, and
Yeah.
then I'm always like, well, these people contacted us and
Oh
they
boy.
need, and he's like, Dana, I don't have another turkey. I'm like, oh, let me go to Walmart and I'll see if I can get
Oh my
turkey.
gosh, that's hilarious.
And so I'm always positive. Like I would serve anybody who asks, even on
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving Day, if they'd ask, I'd be like, yeah, let me just dish out some stuff from our food.
Right.
And Jeff would be like, sit down, you're not eating food, right? This is
Right.
my crab. This is my
Right.
turkey.
That's hilarious.
So it's kind of nice that we keep a good balance. And so I usually do that kind of to control myself,
Mhm.
right? And then also to control like, hey, this is what we have. And in reality, this is what we can serve and serve it well,
Right.
you know.
Well, there has to be a balance too in there between profit and there's got to be at a certain point, like if we serve over this amount, now we've got to buy X amount more food. And so
Sure.
now we're going to be out of a profit zone where if we stay in this magic number.
Yes,
So that makes
it
sense.
does. And Jeff does all the shopping first. So then if we're picking up extra baskets, then it's, run to get this and run to get that. So now you're using time to go purchase and you're purchasing more, like you said.
Sure.
So it does make a huge difference.
Well, yeah. So do you guys have plans like for Christmas? Are you doing the same type of thing?
We have so many events around Thanksgiving. I don't know if we're going to. I'm
I mean, Christmas.
Christmas. Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
See, I'm not even past Thanksgiving yet. Oh yeah, are we doing turkeys? No, I don't know. I think we might still have turkey like stuffed in the refrigerator somewhere.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We have turkey everywhere, and Chef's like, take the turkey, take everything, get it out of here. When my mom and dad left, like you can take everything in the fridge except the crab legs. Like leave the extra
Oh my
crab
gosh,
legs.
that's hilarious.
And he didn't just say, "Oh, the crab legs are for me." He's like, "Well, if Emma comes over, she'll want the crab legs." I'm like, "Baloney."
Pawn it off on the kid.
Uh-huh. It's always Emma's fault. Yes.
Oh,
Uh,
funny. So, what do you do at Christmas time? Do you do just big parties? Do
we
you
do have a lot of big parties around Christmas time. And so I think last year we offered like a prime rib dinner, that people want a prime rib roast and then Jeff can cut it into steaks. But we have several parties who have already booked around that time who want prime ribs.
right?
So we haven't really made that decision, which might help other businesses to know like decisions aren't always made a year in advance
Right.
or even a month in advance. Cause here I'm like, we better make up our mind December 1st. So if we're going to do something, we can start promoting it or
Sure.
let people know so they can make plans. Because a lot of people don't make advance plans.
No, they
Yeah.
don't.
No,
No.
no. And we even get from people like, today's Tuesday. So yesterday we got an email like, hey, I'd like you to cook for me, and of course I'm like, yeah, anytime, whatever you'd like. They're like, Wednesday.
Oh.
Wednesday when? Like next Wednesday, the next Wednesday, no, like day after tomorrow. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah,
And so much more goes into it,
it
and
does.
people just don't realize, which you do your great job of blogs and how to do it and how it works, but unfortunately, not everybody
No.
is
And they don't,
educating themselves.
no, and they don't want to read it either because we've become accustomed to get food when we want food, right?
Yeah.
I want good food right now.
Yeah.
Okay, DoorDash it then.
Yeah.
And good luck at the good part,
Yeah.
So I always think about that. If you're getting the food really fast, it might not always be good, you
Oh,
know?
isn't that the truth?
Yeah. But you are satisfying that urgent hunger, like,
Sure.
I need that now. But if you wait and smell and, like you're going to get some really good food that's going to satisfy you for a long
Oh,
time.
yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Wow. So, and what about New Year's? Do you have New Year's parties planned?
Yeah, we do already have some booked. And so people sometimes, schedule those. We've had a Christmas party that booked in January of last year. Like they said, I want to get a date. I want to get things set. And already lots of people like, are you busy the 31st? Yep, I've been booked, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to get a private chef, you need to do it early.
Sure.
That's always my advice.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm thankful that I can say that, right? Instead of like, hey, can I book you? You want to come to
Yes.
Thanksgiving? No, I don't have anywhere that you're going to come to Thanksgiving. I come to you. So,
Right.
you're going to take those first couple people
Right.
who are interested.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This has been a really crazy conversation. We
It
have
has.
circled over some seriously crazy topics.
And we always do. It
I
always
know.
feels
Oh,
like,
good. And we still have more minutes because I was like, I
oh,
wonder how we are. But I was sitting there thinking, golly, we go
we
around
do.
and we go around. But
And the central theme, of course, thankfulness. Like thankful that we even have the knowledge and the sources to find these things, to
no
be able to
kidding.
do them. Some people just go day by day. I get up at 7:30. I go to work at 8 o'clock. I come home at 5. I eat dinner. I watch Netflix, and I go to bed. And let's do it again tomorrow.
I could not do that life.
No,
Not in a. I,
no,
I'm not. I am not geared that way.
no.
No. I was up at 1:15, and I'm
What?
like, oh Lord, I cannot get up at this time.
No.
And I laid there in bed, literally kind of in and out for 2 hours, and finally I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get up because holy cow. And then I just start working, get stuff done, got future ads for the paper and the whole 9 yards, and I'm like, look at how productive I am when I get up early.
Yes, I think that too. If I can get up early, I'm more productive. I don't know why that is. Like nothing's bothering me. Nothing's, distracting
I
me.
think because the whole world is still sleeping.
Yeah.
So, the only emails coming in are just junk emails.
Yeah.
And so you don't have to worry about them and you don't have to worry about those. And it's like, I can just concentrate on other things that need to get done. That the reality is that the only time I get those done is in the middle of the morning.
Right.
And I mean middle of the morning, like 4 o'clock morning.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's like late night or early morning maybe.
It's early morning for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But you know me, I go
I
to bed
do.
early.
I know you do.
I do. So for me, it's like, oh yeah, I get up because I'm like, ding.
Right.
Not because I
Yeah,
have
right.
insomnia, no, because like I feel great. I've had a good night's sleep and I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Probably not, because then my nightlife is like nil. I don't go
Well,
anywhere or do anything because I'm like, I'm usually an REM by that time.
right. Well, that's something to think about too as a business. Like you have a business, I have a business. It's hard for us to find time that we
Oh.
go out and we get dinner or
I know.
and when we did, we have our family with us, and we're
Mhm.
rushing in and let's eat. And oh, our men get to drink, so we'll drive you home, you know. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful I have a car to drive them in.
That's
Thankful I have money to buy them a drink, right?
seriously, when we ate out there at Flaming Margaritas,
Oh yeah,
oh my gosh,
that's
Jeff
crazy.
had me cracking up.
Oh yeah, he thought that was the best.
He was so funny. Oh my gosh, it just cracked me up. It's wonderful to have good friends.
I would agree. I was just thinking that too. I'm thankful that we could say, like in a spare minute, like, "Hey, we got an evening. We're gonna run over here and get something to
Yeah.
eat. You want to go? Yeah,
Yes.
let's go."
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And how crazy it is because I know so many people that don't have adult friends.
Yeah.
I mean, they just really don't. And I am so grateful that I've got you guys as
Yes.
friends. And we've been friends for
Oh
years.
yeah.
And yeah, I just know so many people who don't have that. And I'm like, wow, so thankful for that.
Absolutely. Get an adult friend. Get some
Yeah.
adult friends, right? And business people too. And then
yeah.
you understand, and they understand, like, life is busy, life is hard, but let's go grab dinner, right?
Yeah.
And if we can't go grab dinner, it's no offense to you. I still like you, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we got things to do,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I think also having I love that we called it business besties because having somebody, even though we have two completely different businesses, a business is a business at the core of it all. And it's like just going through it sometimes is hard. And we can just bounce off of each other and go, okay. And then afterwards, you're like, oh, we got this.
Yes.
Yeah, we got it. It's okay. It's okay. And I'm not the only one going through this. And I know that we aren't the only ones
Oh
going through
no,
it.
no.
So, which is why I'm so excited because we have two different ladies coming in
Yes, this should
who
be
have
exciting.
businesses, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to hear their stories and like.
Me too, and learn from them.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
Every time we talk to somebody, we learn something new.
Oh, yes.
You know, and everybody's been through a similar but different route, and then you're like, oh, well, I could do that, or I could use that in my business,
Oh,
or maybe this
absolutely.
is helpful to me.
Oh, yes.
So, man, I'm hoping if you need an adult friend, we'll be your adult friend, right?
right.
Like, listen to us, talk to us, chat with us. Like, it just makes life so much easier. And even stupid things like Canva, right? Where I'm trying to make this, and you're like, oh, Dana, just push a button. And I'm like, what? A button? Are you kidding me?
I know.
And literally, I pull it up, you push a button. I'm like, oh, thank Jesus. Do you know how many hours I've been spending on this?
I know.
Right? And so then I am like, thank you, Jesus, for my friend Laura, right? That knows what she's doing.
That's
Because
too funny.
I waste so much time not knowing it.
But I do that too. I mean, there's certain things that I don't know. We all have that. We all have something we're good at, and it's easy because you were like, "How long does it take you to make an ad?" Oh, maybe 20 minutes, and you're like, "What?"
Right.
And but I look at your TikTok things and your videos, and I'm like, "What in the world?" I don't have anything like that because I don't even know the first thing. And I went to the workshop. I've made
Yes.
2 now.
Yes.
So I'm like,
Yes.
okay, we're getting there.
I did love that
And
workshop.
did you try the Canva?
I did. I made I made one of the videos on Canva.
Okay.
Because it's too long, right? So,
Okay.
and I guess we could go into this later, but if you want to make a really long video, like a 10-minute video, Instagram will support that and Facebook will support that, but you have to put it on the right format before they will. So you cannot edit it in Facebook or Instagram or TikTok even, and because you don't want that TikTok logo all the time.
Right.
So I made it in Canva, but I had made it on all of those in order to figure out what you can't make it on, right? So it
Okay.
did take me a while. And man, when I got it done on Canva, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I was doing like a happy thank you,
Oh
Jesus
my
happy
gosh.
dance that I learned. I love learning. And really the only way you learn is by doing.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I learned.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about this in a future thing then.
Yes.
Let's talk about some different resources that are out there between AI and Canva and Kittl. And there's so many different things that can really, really take so much time and stress off of you because there's so much already built into these programs that
Absolutely.
we don't need to recreate the wheel. So, okay, well, we are out of time. So we'll end here.
Okay.
And, have a great week.
And I'm thankful for you and thankful for this podcast
I'm thankful for you too.
and all of our listeners.
Yes,
Thank you.
that's right. Bye-bye.